Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Okay, so today's section is discussing about creating better user experience for data focused products in blockchain and Web3. As we all know, Web3 is like the um, Web3 is the new web that we are in, that we are transitioning into, right? The current web that we are currently in, in which most of us are familiar with, is Web2, right? And before I even dive, the difference between Web2 and Web3 is just Web2 is centralized, while Web3 is, the main goal for Web3 is decentralization, where everybody have ownership. As a user, you have ownership over your data, over your assets, and the rest of the stuff in Web3. Yes, so to start with, I would start by telling us what Web3 is about. I know most of us that joined actually pick interest, like we know what Web3 is about, right? Well, I'd just like to talk a little bit about it, to just brush our knowledge about what Web3 is before we even dive into the user experience, how to create user experience, how to make it better in Web3. So, as we like I said earlier, Web3 is the third generation of the internet currently being built, where website apps will be able to process information in a smart human-like way through technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, decentralized ledger technology, and many more. And currently, Web3 is rather undefined concept that could take 5 to 10 years. So, one thing we should all know about Web3 is Web3 is still very early, right? It's still very early, regardless of the whole thing going on in Web3 space, in the whole crypto space. It's still very early. That's why you can see a lot of issues going on. Like I don't know if we all follow up, about the whole crypto bear market and all what has been happening in the whole crypto space. The recent one was the FTX issue. There are a lot of issues that needs to be, solved or needs to be put in place to make Web3 better. So it's still very early, right? But as time goes on, they keep building it. They keep building to making the whole technology, better. So, in fact, we might very well foresee a prolonged era of Web 2.5. So some people actually, believe what we're currently doing in Web 3 is even 2.5, right? So, but in a general form, it's called Web 3. So the whole Web 3 was originally called Semantic Web, and the inventor is Tim Berners-Lee. Yes, so this is just more information about Web3. In Web3 apps are built on blockchain. So as like I said earlier, Web3 is like the house. Blockchain and the rest of it are now under Web3, right? Crypto blockchain, decentralization, and so many more. So apps are built on the blockchain, decentralized network of numerous peer-to-peer nodes, which is same as servers or hybrid of two. The programs are known as decentralized apps, right? So talking about the two major aspects of Web3, because even in Web3 we have centralized and also decentralized, right? And like I said earlier, the old FTX issue, a lot of people were saying the solution to what happened was to make Web3 fully decentralized, where when you have your own, when you are on your own government, when you have ownership to all these things, no one can manipulate the whole market, or no one can alter anything, and your assets, your money, your cryptocurrency will still be intact, right? So centralizations, example of centralization are the Binance, the Coinbase, the Bybit, and the rest of them. And centralization is just like there are some governing bodies in charge of the data, just the way we currently just the way things are currently in place in Web 2, right? If you have a fintech application, you before you can own an account, you need to submit your data. That is your name, your email address, your contact details, and also your KYC. That is a centralized system. But decentralized is just when you go to any website or any mobile app or any web app, and the only thing they're asking you for is to connect with a wallet, with a crypto wallet. That's when you know that, okay, this is a decentralized platform. That is, they're not asking you for your data or your credentials. They just want you to connect with a decentralized wallet into their system, and you can do trade, you can do a lot of stuff on their platform. Yeah. So I'm also going to talk about the evolution of the web. Like I said, we're currently in the Web 3.0 era. When web started, it was the PC era, which was in 1980 to 1990. Then we progressed to the desktop, and eventually around 1990 to 2000, it was the Web 1, right? The Web 1, during that time, if we cannot remember, back in the days, then there used to be cyber cafe where we go to the cafe to we buy time, and we try to load our, I think then the popular website then was MySpace and some other few ones. And the way they load slowly, like very, very slow. They keep on building, and when it got to 2010, it was the Web 2 era, which we are still currently using. The social web, the broadband, the mobile phones, a lot of things, came in during the era of Web 2. And, the technology didn't just stop. People kept on, building. And Web 2.5 era came just after that. Like I said, even some people still feel we are still in, Web 2.5 and also Web 3. So as you can see here, 2010 to 2000 upward, you can see the hex there. Then from that same 2010, some people feel or believe Web 3 started then. So Web 2 and Web 3, they work interchangeably, you get. So they work hand in hand. That's what most people feel. And there's a projection that by 2020 to 2030, there's going to be Web 4. And I don't know if we follow up, the former owner of Twitter, was it earlier this year when he said he's already working on Web 5. It's crazy. There are a lot of crazy things going on the web. So as time goes on, there'll be modification, there'll be new technology, there'll be new innovation on the web. And maybe by that, maybe if we live longer on Earth, we can get to experience Web 10. God knows. Yeah. So so the next thing I would like to talk about is what is Web 3 in crypto, right? So when it comes to Web 3, you'll find that cryptocurrency is frequently mentioned. Like I said earlier, Web 3 is like the web, right? There are a lot of things now going on in that Web 3, from blockchain to crypto to NFT to decentralization to a lot of stuff, right? But crypto is very essential, it's very key, because that is the monetary incentive, also known as token, that anyone who wishes to create, govern, contribute, or pay anyone is like the monetary incentive you can use to pay for any service. You can use to buy stuff on blockchain in Web 3. So Web 3 token are data assets that are associated with the vision of creating a decentralized internet. These protocols may provide various services such as computation, bandwidth, storage, identification, hosting, and other online service. And one amazing thing about Web 3 is, like I said, it's still early. There's still a lot of potential in which Web 3 has. Like, there are a lot of stuff that can be done in the whole Web 3 space. Looking at, I'm still going to get there, looking at, the metaverse, where you can own a land, in the metaverse. And there are a lot of, amazing, things that back 10 years ago or 20 years ago, you can never imagine that's going to happen. And it's already, taking shape and happening. So what is Web 3 for? So, like I said, one of the questions you're going to ask is, okay, this Web 3 that, everyone is just talking about, what is it for? So there are like 6 major, thing, Web 3 is for, which is decentralized finance, like I mentioned earlier, privacy and digital infrastructure, blockchain gaming, decentralized autonomous organization, which we all know as DAOs, creator economy, and the popular metaverse. And today we are going to be focusing on decentralized finance because it has, the most use case out there, right? And I think, focusing on this will give clearer vision or clearer idea to what this topic is about. So just before I dive into, the whole user experience part of it, I would like to also talk about, what decentralized finance is about. Decentralized finance exploded in value in mid 2020. Mid 2020, just after that lockdown. I think during that lockdown and after that lockdown, offering cryptocurrency users the ability to invest, borrow, lend, stake crypto assets permissionlessly. So permissionlessly is, when you have full ownership, full control. Like there's no control. You can, do anything with it. You are your own boss, right? So you can decide to invest, you can decide to borrow. You are your own, government when it comes to owning these assets. Decentralized finance eliminates intermediary by allowing people, merchant businesses to conduct financial transactions through emerging technology, through peer-to-peer financial network. DeFi uses security protocol, connectivity, software, and hardware, and advancements. While DeFi faced its fair share of security issues like hack and scam, I'm very sure if we are very conversant with the whole crypto and blockchain space, we'll know that there are a lot of scams going on in that space, especially the own NFT. When NFT was still very huge, there were a lot of noise about NFT earlier this year. There were a lot of scams. So decentralized finance faces that because some of the users don't even know about security to start with, and their accounts, their wallets got hacked in, and their money got squandered. So the industry offers Web3 the opportunity to onboard potential billions of users that have been neglected by traditional finance firms such as banks. DeFi products and services will undoubtedly be used in leading Web3 protocols looking to sensitize their users. So, like I said, decentralized finance, one of the issues that is around it, just like, okay, I wanted to use FTX as an example, but they are CeFi, which is centralized finance. But the same scam and hack still affect decentralized finance, right? Like I mentioned earlier. One of the hack or one of the hacks that happen in that space is sometimes you can just receive a pitching mail that says, oh, let's say you have a trust wallet account, and you can just receive a mail saying, oh, you need to change. There's a message from Trust Wallet that you need to do this, and once you like click on that link and you mistakenly give out your 12 secret phrase, that's the end. Like that's the end of it, of your asset, be it your NFT or your cryptocurrency. So you have to take security very key, and don't let greed, take the large part of you. Yeah. So now let's take a look at creating better user experience in crypto and decentralized finance products. So now we want to talk about creating better user experience, and to start with, listed here are the top 5 UI UX best practices for crypto app design. If you're looking to create a better user experience for a crypto app, a blockchain app, or any app in the Web3 space, these are like the 5 top best practices. The first one is to analyze end user needs and competitors, while the second one is provide data visualization. The third one is to make a crypto app easy to use. That's very, very key. The fourth one is educate users and explain crypto benefits. And the last one is design for trust and security. So I'm going to take this one at a time. I'm going to start with the first one, which is to analyze end user needs and competitors. So basically, what this first one is saying is, as a product designer, regardless of the fact that you are even designing for a Web3 space, for a Web3 product, we all know that one of the first thing you need to do as part of your US research is to analyze your user and your competitors. It's part of your OUX deliverables, right? But in Web3, it's similar, but it's just a little bit, will I say different? Yeah, just a little bit different, because there are different type of user depending on the type of product that you are that you're working on or you're building in Web3. And this first one, to create your own cryptocurrency app. So this first one, we are looking at a cryptocurrency app. Let's say a Binance, but the decentralized one, right? So let's say Binance. The reason why I'm using Binance is because I think we are all familiar with Binance, and we have like a pictorial, view of what it looks like, right? So let's say Binance. So to create your own cryptocurrency app that will achieve success, you should start from analyzing competitors to identifying their strong and weak side. What's more, it is essential to reach the goals and preference of the target customers. So priority to feature prioritization, when designing a product, you have list of features, be it from the product manager or the client. Oh, this is what I want, or this is what we want to build for the MVP, or this is what we want, to build in the product. There's priority, the first feature to the last, then to the second, then to the last. So before even, prioritizing those features, you should segment the audience according to the type of trader. The example I'm using here is like a Binance, where you can trade, cryptocurrency, you can trade assets, right? So the first trader is the first audience, I mean, is the scalpers. The second one is day traders. The third one is swing traders. The fourth one is position traders, and the last one is foundation traders. So I'm just going to briefly talk about what a scalper is. Scalper, they are categorized as short-term traders. Scalper earn money by reselling stock and benefiting from small prices, from small price changes. They usually hold their position open from several seconds to a few minutes. Let me take that again. Scalpers are categorized as short-term traders. Scalpers earn money by reselling stock, benefiting from small prices. They usually hold their position open for several seconds to a few minutes. So an example of scalpers are people that wait till when a coin has dipped a bit, then they sell to make to get profit off it. Like they are not the greedy ones. They don't really take much of their time to want to make that large money. Just small difference and they're out. They are good, right? And the second one is the day traders. So day traders, they aim to gain advantage of small market movements. They are focused on trading without leaving open position overnight. The average open time of a day position is typically less than an hour. So for day traders, like they also try to maximize their risks, and it's just within 1 hour, and they are good. The third one is swing traders. Swing traders, their key objective is to capture short and medium-term profits over extended period. As a rule, the average duration of an open position varies between a couple of days and several weeks. So as we can see, the progression. Scalpers, is just within minutes. Day traders is less than an hour. Swing traders is a couple of days, and several weeks. Position traders, they put the main emphasis on macro trend and asset growth potentials. Position traders buy assets whose value is likely to increase over the long run. So they are not too concerned about monitoring short-term price fluctuation. So position traders are those ones that actually put in their time to do research. Like now, now we are currently in the bear market. All the cryptos they've currently lost their value. They've done their permutation, they've done their analysis, they've done their research, and they know that okay, in the next couple of weeks or in the next couple of months, this particular coin will increase in value. So they know okay, when I buy this coin, I'm going to sell. So it's like a long-term investment for them. And the last one is foundational traders. The foundational traders evaluate the individual performance and characteristics of each asset to make the most realistic value estimation. Foundation traders generally open position for the long term. So foundational traders also do the same thing as position traders, but they evaluate the individual performance of any these assets. That is this each of the cryptocurrency assets. So the essence of talking about this is you have to, depending on the product you're trying to build or you're trying to design in Web3, you need to understand your end user, right? You need to know what they want, you need to know what they need, and that's how you can be able to design a user-centric product your user will actually use, right? And yeah, and talking more about that, if you are wondering how to make a cryptocurrency app, it is important to design user stories describing various end users' needs. So I listed out some examples. So for example, as a day trader, as I'm very sure we are all familiar with user story, right? For each of these user, you should at least list out the user story of what you think or what you assume that these users would want to do on your mobile application or on your product, and that's how you can even design a better product, right? So as a trader, I want to have access to more liquid assets, so that such as forest, stock, features, while viewing portfolio statistics on the dashboard. As a swing trader, I want to have technical analysis to find and evaluate trading opportunity. As a position trader, I want to have tools for technical and foundational analysis to identify the preferred exit point for intended position, as well as have the appropriate stop loss order. I also need to have a variety of indicators to build quote charts. So now, if you are to build, let's say, this product, this user story will always keep you in check. We tell you, okay, for this user, have I been able to, capture what this user story and the user goal? Can this user actually do this on this product? So, this is one of the advantage of having user story, so that to always put you in check or go back to see that, okay, what this user, wants to do. Have I been able to, accommodate that in my design, right? So we are going to move to the second one, which is provide data visualization. So in most of the crypto or blockchain products, you always notice that most of them have graphs or they have charts, like especially decentralized finance, like Binance and all. You always see charts in the product, right, where you monitor, how a cryptocurrency is doing against, the day. That is, if it's 1 week ago, if it's 1 month ago, if it's 24 hours ago, and there are some other metrics that you can measure, you can analyze or visualize the data with. So data visualization is among the main elements of a cryptocurrency trading platform. However, enabling data visualization is quite challenging in the context of either crypto app design or development. So first, the changing price and indicator have to be instantly mapped on the dashboard. Second, multiple metrics, visualized in a single chart must not overlap. You know, like I said earlier, in most of these cryptocurrency trading platform or apps, you always get to see, you know, apps and you always get to see charts and you know, graphs, right? So you should always put this at the back of your mind. You know, it's part of the best practice for designing most cryptocurrency application. The third one is make a crypto app easy to use. For me, this is like the top, you know, the it should be like the top best practice, like the most prioritized. I mean, um, and I think, you know, as a product designer or UI UX designer, one of our responsibility is to design an app that is easy to use. You know, we are creating this product with we are creating this product at with the mindset of making it easy to use, making the user experience, you know, better, to make it seamless, right? So also you should be able to make a crypto app easy to use also. And um, you know, if you look at the Web3 space, we notice that most of the apps in the Web3 space are still, you know, hard to use or they are rigid because the tech is early, right? And you know, when a technology is early, the first set of people that, you know, work on this on the technology are the developers. And you know, developers, they don't know anything about user experience. What they just do is to, you know, code out, to innovate, to build out, you know, the technology. Then when the technology start having use cases and adoption, that's when, you know, we come into the space and we start, you know, building the product, you know, making it easy for users to use and all that. And I think that's the main reason why a lot of crypto products out there, a lot of Web3 products out there are actively, you know, employing, you know, product designers, because now there are a lot of use cases, right? And they want this to be easy to use, right? They want people to be able to download the application or visit their web application and, you know, transact business, you know, use their products better. So by creating a cryptocurrency solution easy to use, companies attract more users and increase retention rates. I don't think I need to say much about this, right? We all know that, you know, when a product is easy to use, obviously there'll be increase in retention rates, and there'll be the churn rate is obviously going to reduce because, you know, the user can actually carry out the purpose, they can carry out the goal of using the product, right? And for this purpose, it is crucial to develop a convenient information architecture and an intuitive user interface when creating a crypto app design. So in some of the crypto apps that we have out there, one of the things, or one of the, you know, bad user experience that some of them have is the information architecture. You know, how they structure their information is not well structured, right? And we all know that, you know, information architecture is one of the important things you need to consider, you need to pay attention to when, you know, you are even from the ideation of the app. You know, when you're sketching, we are working on your lo-fi to your hi-fi, you know, you should be able to structure the information you want user to see from the priority to less priority, right? So they are just to, you know, information architecture and user experience. um Information architecture is about organizing content inside a software product in a way that people can interact with without thinking. You don't want to build a product where your user will now start, you know, thinking about how to use it. That is failure on arrival, right? So you want to build a product where a user would use it seamlessly without even reaching the support team, right? So this way, UX experts have to work out a flow that would allow customers to find what they need as fast as possible, navigating between screens or pages without effort. Second one is the user experience, the user interface. Obviously, one of the thing we need to focus on is to make the user interface very simple to give clarity and simplicity and clarity. That's just it, right? And UI experts needs to make each screen serve a certain purpose. What's more, the user interface should not be overcrowded with graphical elements, that is buttons, icons, and you should be able to structure your user interface in a way that it won't overwhelm the user. And I think one of the issues, I won't even call it issues, because in most crypto apps, there are a lot of things going on. That is, if you open your Binance app now, you notice that there are a lot of things going up, and you'll be like as a user, like which of these thing do you want me to even focus on, right? I understand that that can, I believe, right, that can be that can still be improved on, right? But yeah, it can still be improved on. That there's nothing that can be improved on, and I think in years to come or months to come, there'll be more there'll be more ideas or more direction to how that is going to change over the time. But like I said, to make your app easy, the two things you just need to focus on is the information architecture and your user interface, making it clear and simple. The fourth one is educate users and explain crypto benefits. So yes, so like I said earlier, Web3 is still very early. Crypto is still very early. Blockchain is still very early. And how you can onboard people to Web3, or how you can make your app, easy to use for user, is to onboard them, is to educate the user about, crypto, and also tell them the benefits, right? When they know the benefits, that's when they can even be motivated to want to use Web3. And I'm very sure most of us that have either one or two crypto assets, or that are currently active in Web3, is because in the initial stage we knew the benefits, right? We knew the potential, and we were like, okay, fear of missing out. Okay, I want to get into the space. Okay, I want to do this, and we're already in the space. So I think that's one of the best parties in designing crypto apps or Web3 apps, is to educate your user and explain crypto benefits to them. I won't waste much time here. So the last one is design for trust and security. So regardless of either it's a Web2 or Web3 web, right? Security and trust is key. You want to ensure that your user can trust you. You want to ensure that the security on your platform is 100, right? So why the digital currency market is growing at a rapid pace, a lot more users start buying digital coins and carry out crypto transactions. However, as cryptocurrency apps are subject to hacker attacks and data breaches, the security must be the highest priority. So I know, like, some of you will be thinking that, okay, this the old trust and security should come from the dev angle. That is, they are the ones to actually tackle this. But when it comes to design, there's a little thing, and there are ways we can also use design. We can design, we can introduce some things into our design to improve the trust and security, right? You can see with this aim in view, that is, with the trust and security in view, companies need to implement functionalities like two-factor authentication, email verification, data encryption, biometrics, and so on. So I'll use Binance again. If you notice on Binance, when you sign into your app, before you sign into your app, you either verify either your email verification or your phone number, right? And this is actually for a centralized platform, right? That's where you can use email and data. But when we are talking about decentralized, the only thing we use there is seed phrase, right? Seed phrase. And There's another thing you can also do to add more security is password and PIN. So that can be like a two-factor, authentication for a decentralized app, whereby, let's say, for example, after I've downloaded the application, and let's say I already have, I've created a wallet, right? And I have my 12 seed phrase with me stored somewhere, and I come back using the application, I input my seed phrase. Before I can continue, you can create a screen where they can input either their password or their PIN. So that PIN will serve as another level of security where, let's say, for example, they're using the app and they're inactive for 1 minute, it will just bring out that screen for them to input that before they proceed. These are little things we can use. We can use design. We can design. We can use our design for when it comes to trust and security. Then, with that in our design, the devs can now have a bigger picture on what they can do, right, to make that more secured. And final words on these are: one, prior to design, it is crucial to research end user goals to tailor the application accordingly. Like I said, not all, there are a lot of subsectors in Web3. There are a lot of subsectors, there are a lot of categories of Web3, from decentralized, we have NFT, we have pool, there are a lot of part of Web3. So you should research your end user goal, right? So that you can tailor it to the application you are designing. Secondly, by working out a convenient information architecture, a company can provide smooth navigation between screens, enabling users to find what they search for as quickly as possible. User information architecture should be one of the things you prioritize, right? Apart from the first one, that is research end user goal, information architecture. The third one is proper visualization of crypto data. Like I said, you should be able to visualize your crypto data in a way that an organization, in a way that user can interpret and can analyze. They can easily assess, interpret, and analyze. And as we see there, an organization will increase customer satisfaction and churn rates. This might might sound little, right? But this little inputs would increase customer satisfaction, retention, and prevent churn. Fourth one is the use of trust signals will raise credibility in your services. The use of trust signals will raise credibility in your services. The fifth one is educational content will help you attract non-professional traders and generate higher profits. Example of educational content is like the blog section. So using Binance still. I don't know why I'm using Binance. Maybe because Binance is the biggest centralized exchange, and I know we must some of us, like all of us, we must we've had one thing to do on Binance in one way or the other. So Binance has this they have this part of them which is called Binance Academy, which is dedicated to educational content, and they also have like a blog section on their website where you can even read about some things in Web3 or in crypto, some things that you don't know or you probably need more information to use the app better, right? So when you're building a product in Web3, make sure you are putting that at the back of your mind to provide educational content, so that when users come on your platform, they can easily navigate through, they can easily learn how to use certain things on your platform without minimizing your app and going to Google to search for information, right? And lastly, by explaining the cryptocurrency advantage to user, you will eliminate the fear of the unknown. So, like I said earlier, well, like it's just a normal thing, right? If before we do anything, if you are being told, the advantage of that particular thing, and that could motivate you to want to, know more about that stuff or want to give into that stuff. So yeah, so those are like the final words, from creating like a better experience for blockchain products. So I want to use a product that I designed. I'm actually working on a decentralized crypto app. So I want to use like a pictorial use case on some part of some user flow in crypto app. So let's go. So the product is Starlet. So before I even start, showing us, the pictorial use case, Starlet is an all-in-one cross-chain and non-custodial crypto wallet built on Stacks blockchain secured by Bitcoin. So cross-chain is so this app is, just think of Trust Wallet, MetaMask, right? Because they are non-custodial. Non-custodial also means decentralized. That is, as a user, when you own the wallets, you own full ownership. Like, it's not a centralized platform, right? And cross-chain is you can interact on multiple chains, right? Be it Ethereum, be it Avalanche, be it Solana, be it any chain, right? And the mantra for Starlet is easy access to the world of Web3. That's the main goal, to easily onboard Web2 user to Web3. And one of the first stage in onboarding them is to owning a wallet, right? A crypto wallet. And a non-custodial crypto wallet is what they need to start using other protocols in Web3, right? So these are the user flows I'm going to focus on, which is onboarding. The second one is backup wallet. Third one is sending tokens. Fourth one is swapping tokens. And the last one is Starlet Learn, which is like the educational. I talked about educational, stuff in the previous stuff I was talking about. So yeah, I added that here too, so that we can, have that pictorial, use case. So like the onboarding. So what I try to do here is I don't know if some of us have created a wallet on MetaMask or Trust Wallet. I don't want to use Binance because Binance is a centralized wallet, right? The flow is different. But if you have created a wallet on Trust Wallet is a non-custodian, that is decentralized. So what I try to do here is to take out, there's so many steps that user has to take, right? And like I said, the mantra for this product is to make onboarding easy. That is, allow user to gain access into the application on a wallet. Then they can then, start exploring other part of the product. So the first thing, so let's assume this product is live on Google Play Store or App Store, right? The first thing is when it download, we have the splash screen, and the next one is, the onboarding screen. I took out some, some screens just to make it, just to reduce the screens, right? So, okay, after this one has shown for like a few seconds, this shows, and information starts displaying and all that. So let's go with a user that don't have a wallet. So one of the things I try to do here is I try to make sure I use communicational, I use more of communications, right? I'm trying to like most of the things I used there was communicational, like trying to talk to the user as if I'm having a one-on-one conversation with them. So instead of don't have a wallet, I don't have a wallet, right? When you click on I don't have a wallet, so what happens is this modal pops up that tells them to create the wallet using either PIN or password. So what I did was to give them options, because when I was doing my research is you should not try to cage users. You should try to at least give them options, right? So to either create a wallet with a PIN or password. We should note that this is a decentralized app. We're not collecting any of their data, which is their name, email address, phone number, or anything, right? So after creating this PIN, so let's say they click on this particular user clicks on PIN, and it opens up this page. There is a warning here that tells them to keep your wallet safe from threats. You are required to create a PIN to protect your wallet. So after creating this, and this successful modal comes up, and they click on get started, automatically it just opens up, it just takes them to the home page of the application. So I know some of us are thinking that there's one thing missing here, which is to back up, their seed phrase, right? So what I did was, instead of forcing them to back up their wallet, that is to show them that 12 seed phrase or security phrase at the onboarding, I took that out and I replaced that with creating either a PIN or password. Then when they get into the application, so this is where it stops. After you download the application, you click on I don't have a wallet, you create your PIN or password, and you are in. You have a wallet. But it doesn't stop there, right? When you now get into the application, you can okay, I omitted a screen here. It should show just a modal telling you, okay, you need to secure your seed phrase. Then you can either click on if you want to secure it now, or you want the app to remind you later, right? So now when you're in the application, you can start exploring the app. You can start doing so many things, but before you can take certain action, like let's say you want to swap, you want to send, you want to receive a token. No, you can even receive. Let's say you want to send, you want to swap, and you want to do some other actions. Then it will now force you to secure your wallet, right? So that's the first one. So now this is the backup wallet. So now this is the warning sign that is going to display. So this is just like the dark mode version. So I just like interchange it so that we can get to see in both ways. So this is how it's going to show when you initially log in. So you can either say, okay, you don't want to back up my wallet, then it reminds you later. But when you click on back up your wallet, then it takes you to this page. So this page is showing you all the things you need to do, all the things you need to know about backing up your wallet, the information, and you can even get to read about certain Web3 terminologies, because one of the things I also paid attention to is I don't want user to minimize this app to go to Google to start searching for this meaning, right? They can get all this information right on that application. So when you click on this, this modal, the bottom sheet comes up so that they can read it, and they click on OK and they can, proceed, right? So this is just to show, when you click on seed phrase, they get to read what it's about, pitching attacks. When they click on start, it just takes them here, where, so this is like, this part is going to like protect the product, right? Because you need to, also in your design, you need to make sure that you are protecting the business so that users can't, fault the business, can't fault the business if the user, didn't do what they're supposed to do. So yeah, before they continue, they need to agree to the terms. That is, if they are going to store, as is written here, if I expose my secret phrase to anyone, my assets can be stolen. It is my responsibility to keep my seed phrase secured. So all these are just to remind the user that this part is crucial and you must take it seriously. Then when you click on continue, after accepting this, it then displays the seed phrase. Then there are more information. I think there are more information here on how they can secure it, what they should do and what they should not do, right? And After that, they click on finish, and that's wallet is backed up. So now, if they, let's say they change their devices and they download the application and they want to get into this particular wallet, they just need that 16 seed phrase, and they need to like create another PIN and password for that particular device. So the third one is sending token. So what I did here is I also try to use communicational. I try to like communicate with the user, right? To make it like as if they're talking with a customer rep. So for you to send on this app, when you click on this logo, it opens up this bottom sheet where most of the functionalities send, receive, swap, bridge, and also buy other tokens. So this is for sending, right? When you click on sending, it takes you to the token where you have to select the token available. Let's say you select Stacks. Stacks is one of the token. When you click on Stacks, so on this page, it's called recipient address. So now there is like a warning here to tell you that, okay, you need to make sure the wallet address that's you're about to fill in here is the correct one, right? Because when you input the wrong wallet address, the money is gone. You know, you have to be very careful about that. So that is being displayed to the user. And, you know, like I talked about, you know, information hierarchy, you have to place the information according to the, you know, to the level, right? The one you want the user to see first, to the least one. So under here you can see I said instead of just putting the just saying network, send to Stacks network. So you know, using more of communications, right? And I just added this. Users can also change, you know, the wallets. Let's say you can have multiple wallets. That's one thing about decentralized application. You, unlike centralized, where you can only have one wallet to your name, to you, right? In decentralized, you can have hundreds of wallets. There are no limits to it, right? The only thing is you make sure you know your secret phrase to this wallet, right? So let's say you have 3 or 2 wallets. You can even choose at this stage, instead of going back from the beginning to change your wallet from the home page, you can still change the wallet in which you want this transaction to happen right here, right? And after inputting, you know, the wallet address and also some other informations, then it takes you to the amount, right? You can see on different app, you have all the information on one page. That is the wallet, the amount. So this is like a progression, you know, it's taking you on a journey. All right. So you are sending, you type in the amount, then you get to see the network fee or the other information that are there for the user to see. Then you click on continue. Then it shows you a confirmation page for you to confirm before, you know, continue. Because once you process this, that's the end. It has already been submitted to the blockchain, and if it's a wrong address, the money is gone for life, right? And no one is going to help you to retrack it. So one thing about blockchain transaction is you have to be very careful. You have to make sure all the information are very, very correct before you proceed. So now, you know, I talked about, you know, designing for trust and security. So now the password or PIN that you once created, you also need it here to validate this transaction, right? So when you click on continue, it doesn't just go that way. And the reason for this is, let's say there is no PIN or password to this application, and someone just have access to your app. Once they get, you know, with, let's say, like I said, if they don't have password and PIN, they can just send your money out of this app, and you won't even know who, you know, who carried out that stuff. So that's why we have this, where you have to select either PIN or password, or whichever one you already have created on the app. Then after inputting this, then the transaction gets submitted on the blockchain, and also you can also see it on the blockchain. So the third one, the fourth one is swapping coins. Okay. So it's still the same. So I try to make it communication or two, from to receive, that is from which coin to which coin, right? And these are just when a user clicks on this wallet icon, it opens up a bottom sheet for them to choose which of the preferred wallets. Then when they click on this network, it opens up a bottom sheet for them to search for the network or select from the ones that are listed, and also the same as the token. And these are just when the user has imputed the token they want to receive, and automatically they get to see the value they are receiving, right? This is the token they want to swap, and they get to see the value of the token they want to receive. And yeah, and also when they click on this swap button, it's interchanged. And this other, okay, let me go back. There is a transaction setting here. When you click on that, it just shows this where you can add more settings. These are for people that are more professional, that want to have slippage tolerance or some other constraints to this transaction. And they click on confirm. Also, the PIN or password is required for this transaction to complete. And the last one is the started lane. So the started lane, the main goal is to help user carry out transaction on the application without going outside of the app, right? Without minimizing, without going to Google, because we want to make sure user experience is better. We want to make sure we are teaching user how to use Web3, how to use how to carry out transaction on the app without going outside the application, right? So yeah, they can get to read everything about Web3, right? And they can also get to, because one thing about user is you can't assume all users are the same. You can't assume all users are brainy or they know what to do. You should always factor in those users that are slow learners, right? That learn very slow. So there's a story-like feature here where even as easy as the swapping or the sending flow might look, some will still find it difficult, right? So there's a story-like feature where when you click on swapping, you can get to see, end to end of what you need to do. That is the first page you need to click on, in live environment, this would be like an animation that shows them, okay, with an arrow where the users will click on. It's just like our normal story or status view on WhatsApp, how it shows, right? So this part is just to educate user, to make user use the product better, and yeah, and the other part of the application. So yeah, so that's it for me today. Thank you. And I hope all what I've said, we've been able to learn one or two things yeah, from it. Thank you so
Right.
much.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Thank you so much. It's been a very insightful presentation. Right.
And
So
sorry to cut in. Sorry to cut in. I listed out some helpful or some useful Web3 website here. So I will just leave this on the screen so we can, write them out. For people that are new to Web3, you can learn, Web3 words and terminologies. This is to understand Bitcoin design better. We have this also. This you can get inspiration. It's like an inspiration website where you can get other designs. When you're stuck, designing a product, you can visit that website and you get inspiration from other websites. There's also use Web3. So this okay, also DeFi Lemma and DeFi Plus, you can get to see is like a directory, like almost all the products available in the Web3 space. You can get to see them here. So you can take a screenshot of these or write them down. And yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been a very interesting presentation. I'm sure Juan Cook would agree with that. I've been able to learn a whole lot of stuff about Web3. But we already 9 minutes past time, so we won't have so much time for questions, right? So I think we can do two questions, right? So if you have a question, we can't take more than two questions. So other questions, you can direct it directly to Akorede once he's able to, share his socials with us, where we can reach out to him directly. So I can take two questions. So if you have like a question, you can raise up your hand. I'll take the first two questions, and then we will end the session for tonight. Okay, so I'll be taking, you can use the hand feature, the raise hand feature, right? To, indicate that you want to ask a question on this particular topic. And the next 60 seconds, I will be taking questions. Okay, I've seen one hand. I'm waiting for the second hand. Okay, all right. So we just have two questions already. So we have Adekunle and Taiwo Farouk. So let's go straight to the point because we're out of time already. No need to tell the speaker that his presentation was awesome. Just straight to your question. All right. So Adekunle, let's have you. Adekunle Odutayo, let's have your question, please.
Yeah, sorry. Good evening. So I just want to quickly ask. So I am new to the design space, and I wanted to just understand a little bit. What exactly would it take to be a Web3 designer as someone newly coming into the space?
Okay. Thank you for that question. Yeah. So what I tell people is designing in Web3 or designing for Web3 is still the same way you design in Web2. So it's still the same, design principles. It's still the same tool we use. The only thing you just need to do or you need to know is to understand how Web3 works. Is to understand, products and protocols in Web3, how they work. So what I would advise you is, as a product designer that is already experienced, designing Web2 products, right? Just start using Web3 products. Bring yourself in as a user. Start with creating a crypto wallet, right? Start by exploring other protocols because that's how you can, use the product better. It's just like, for example, if you want to design a fintech app, the first thing you are going to do is to download few fintech app, right? To understand, okay, how does sending money works? How does this works and how does that work? So when you understand that, that's when you can now know if there's an issue in that flow and if you're designing your own product, how you can even make that better. So you just need to understand how Web3 works, yeah, and most of the products, and that's all what you need.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
All
And
right.
also get to visit all these websites. They are going to really help you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your question. Taiwo Farouk, please let's have your question.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and good evening to Mr. Akorede. I'm very, very happy to have a conversation with you tonight. Okay, my
Thank
question is that people always talk about Web3 being very, very early, like Web3 is still early, Web3 is still early. So I want to know, like, Web3, Web3 design just started to gain recognition, like when? Is it like last year or upper year? Because people always say Web3 is very, very early. So I want to know, like, for how far has Web3 design has started? So that's my question, basically. I don't know.
Okay. So design in Web3, I think it got recognition, I think last year. Right, last year. Because I said something about when a new technology emerge, is the dev, that's they explore and they innovate and create the solution, right? Is when that technology start getting attention or recognition. That's when they now start bringing in other professionals in the tech space. That's it, from product managers to designers to this and that, to now start improving or building products or making the product they've already built in that space better. So it was last year. Like I said in the presentation, it was even 2020, mid 2020 that decentralized finance even started getting headways, blew up. So yes, so I think it was last year that everyone started getting crazy about designing for Web3. But it's been a thing. I think even in 2019, I think or 2020, it's been a thing, right? But last year, 2021, it became a very huge space. All
Right.
right.
Thank you so much for that. So we are going to be taking a live selfie. So this is the time where we take live selfie. So you can turn on your camera so we can take a live selfie. So yeah. So let's just turn our cameras. I know sometimes there might not be lights, this and that, living, live in Nigeria, so we know how it is. Right. So please let's turn on our cameras in the next 1 minute. Let's take a live selfie. Okay. I'm getting more people on here. Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you guys. I see you guys. I see you guys. Turn on your camera. You can use your flashlight. Don't worry, you understand. Understand. If you even have torchlights, just you understand. Wow. Don't worry. On your camera, no need to be shy that your house is not fine or things like that. You understand. Step by step. Turn on your camera, guys. Okay. 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 Live selfie. Okay. More people are turning on your cameras. Okay. Let's do this. Say cheese.
Cheers.
Okay. One more time. Let's do another one. This time around, we're going to do a weird face or your goofy face or anything. So let's do that. So give me your goofy face. All right. Um, so where can we find you, Akorede, if you want to reach out to you, maybe might have further questions and all of that. So where can we find you?
Yeah, on Twitter, at AJ_NBC.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So great. So on this is Bexels, we have EMA sessions every Sunday, and this is the last session for the year. So I mean, this is the last EMA session for the year, right? We'll still be doing something subsequently in December, right? But it won't be like it won't be an Ask EMA session, which is Ask Me Anything session, right? So we'll be having like other stuff towards the end of the year. So you guys should just watch out for it. And on Wednesdays we have Twitter Spaces, so you can just catch us on Twitter talking about topics in relation to design. So it's been a really, really insightful section. Thank you so much, Akorede, for giving us insight into the Web3 space and how to create user experiences for products in the Web3 and blockchain space. So it's been a very insightful section, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me. So guys, enjoy yourself. Tomorrow is Monday. We have to prepare for stand up and get on with day. All right, good night, guys. Bye.
Yeah, good night.
Bye, Mr.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you, everyone.